my bugs, it's me, Kara. So today I'm going to be talking about an Australian film called The Babadook. I actually missed seeing this movie because it wasn't playing in my area and it just popped up on Netflix, and then I also saw some movie reviews about it a while ago and I just kind of put it on hold, and I kind of never really had a desire or inkling to see this movie because it's a horror film and I'm not a horror person. I don't like scary movies. I don't like to be freaked out. I don't like blood and guts and, you know, tearing people to pieces. I'm not into that. The mainstream horror films that have come out these past few years are not that riveting and not that exciting and kind of stupid. So this movie is not a horror movie. And I mean, it is scary, but this movie is definitely not blood and guts and gore and these stupid jump scares that appear out of nowhere when it gets really quiet. And then all of a sudden a loud ass noise just appears out of nowhere and you're like, what the hell is that? Like, come on, there's nothing there. You're not making me afraid of anything. Instead, you're just relieving little bursts of tension. This movie is riveting. I just cannot believe that it's so underappreciated, especially now. This movie got under my skin. I was looking in my closet for The Babadook. I was freaking out. So The Babadook is about a single mom who's trying to deal with her difficult, so problematic son, and she's really just trying to stay afloat after she loses her husband. She's working odds and ends and she just really wants to make everyone happy, and she just wants to be a good mother. So they read stories every night, and he gets a book called Mr. Babadook, and the book is about a monster that will come into your house and that will hurt you, and it's like crazy psychological and crazy messed up, but wow. It's similar to like Under the Skin that came out recently with Scarlett Johansson, and Signs and The Sixth Sense and The Shining. It's very psychological. I mean, this kid was hateable. I hated this kid. I just wanted to punch him and yell at him like his mom was. I was so furious with him. And I think if you're a single parent, or if you're a parent in general, you will really understand this movie. If you have a difficult child, or if you've seen difficult children in your life, you'll so get this movie and you'll really appreciate it. I feel like most movies are just spoon feeding us details and stuff that we don't really need explanations of. This movie just treats you like you are an amazing moviegoer. You're someone who really wants to indulge in a really rich and dense and dark and maniacal story. I don't think average people will get it, and I hate saying that. I mean, if you're average, sorry, no offense to you, but like my friends probably won't get this movie, and that's fine. If you want to sit down and really think and be shell-shocked by something, this movie is your cup of tea, man. I'm not joking. Jennifer Kent, she wrote and directed this movie, which she's a female, which is amazing. That's not too overzealous in our film industry today. I mean, there's not many women like trying to make their mark in films and everything. Jennifer Kent knew what she was doing, and she knew the story she wanted to show, and she knew she wanted to get people to think outside the box, and I love that. I mean, if you are someone who's experienced depression or loss or anything really tragic in your life, you're gonna really like this movie because it touches on that remarkably well. When it comes to horror films, sound editing and sound effects are crucial, because I feel like the movies, especially the horror movies especially today, they have those stupid jump scares and they have just really loud, annoying music, and when there's really nothing there, and I don't like that. So this movie had probably some of the best sound editing and the best sound effects I think I've ever heard. This movie's psychological and it's scary in the first half, I'd say, and then as the last half unfolds, I kind of wasn't as scared, and that was so weird. But once you realize what the Babadook really is, then you're not afraid of it. And the ending scene, it proves that the Babadook is nothing to fear, even though we feared it in the whole movie. The Babadook is a symbol of depression and grief, facing a monster, essentially. When you lose the love of your life and you have a difficult child, I mean, you don't find purpose. And I think when people really lose a lot and they really can't get back afloat, depression and monsters take over you, and you feel like you're possessed almost, and you feel like you can't escape these terrible things that are going through your mind. And they had really rich, developed characters, which I think is so underrated in movies. We need really good characters that we root for, that we hate, or that we change our minds as the movie unfolds of what we thought of them. And it's kind of like meeting a person. You know how you meet a person and you kind of have your judgments, or if you get a book at a bookstore, you always judge it by its cover, even though they say you shouldn't do that. But it's just part of human nature. We're judgy. As it goes on, you get to know the person more. And it's like a real person. It's like meeting a real person. You know, you don't really know much about a person until you've maybe seen them a few times. And then you get your full honest opinion of it. And as the movie ended, I knew what these characters were and I know what they represented, and really powerful. It was so powerful. I love movies that just mess with my mind and they want me to just think deeper. That's kind of like Duck and Babadook. That's kind of weird that I did that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to freak you guys out. This movie, I remember pivotal moments in the film. I remember everything. And when movies do that to you, when you really think more, when you think after the movie's over about it, then that's when it's a powerful story and that's when it's a great movie. Usually we see movies to pass the time, and then after the hour and a half is over, we're like, okay, yeah, we're done. We're gonna go do something else, or we're gonna go back to real life. But for some reason, I was sitting perplexed as the movie was over. I was like this. I was like, what is this? Like, what did I just watch? I'm freaking out right now. This is crazy how crazy this is. Loved how it ended, and it ended in a very realistic way, and that might piss off some people. That is my thoughts on the Babadook, you guys. I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix, so there's another excuse to go see it, and it's at Redbox for $1. So come on, why would you not want to spend $1 on it or see it on Netflix? If you don't like it, just click it off on Netflix, and if you don't like it, just return it at Redbox. It was only $1. It's not like you spent $1 zillion watching it. I just think it's genius. I mean, once you see it, you'll think this movie is like just amazing, and you're like, why didn't I think of that? That was so simple, but yet it was so powerful at the same time. I'll talk to y'all later, bugs. Thank you for watching me, and I love you so much. So bye.